Hey, hi all, welcome back to the channel again. Today we are going to discuss about View Child Decorator, and this View Child Decorator comes with a parameter called nothing but a selector, right? So we need to pass a component as a selector to this, and the basic difference between View Child and the template variables are nothing but template variables, as we have seen in last video. Those are used for in the template itself. Those are not available inside the TypeScript file. But if you use view child decorator by passing a component as a selector to it, you will have full access, full control over that child component and its functionality inside a parent component TypeScript file. So let's do it, and we are using the same example what we have used in last video using template variables. I'll go through quickly, go you guys through these components. So as you can see, the same thing as we have seen in the last video: counter variable, then increment method and decrement method. And after that, we have this label over here, and we have removed that button over here, pass value to the parent component. So that was a part of first video. That is nothing but at the rate input and at the rate output decorator we have discussed into that video. So let's keep this as it is. And now if you look at the app.html, we have two buttons over here and one paragraph showing the current counter from child component. And then inside TypeScript file we don't have anything. Now inside TypeScript file we need to add something, that is nothing but at the rate view decorator, sorry, at the rate view child decorator. So view child decorator resides in Angular core. As you can see, as soon as I typed it, it has been updated inside this imports array, sorry, inside that import statement. Now just open, we need to open the parenthesis over here, and we need to pass a selector to it, right? So in this case, we have selector product list component, just passed it. And to store the result, because view child is nothing but a query thing, it actually queries a DOM object based on the selector. So it is querying us the product list element, but we need to store it somewhere. So let's create a private variable called child of type the same thing as we have used in the query. So we have used child component in the query, and we need to store the same variable. We need to create the same variable of that type itself. So now let's add two methods, because we have two buttons in the parent component. So first we'll call decrement, and then the second will call, the first will call increment, sorry, and the second one will call decrement method. And now we have access to this increment and decrement method, which are available inside the child component. So let's say this dot child dot increment we have, and then this dot child dot decrement method, we can make use of that. And let's add a dummy function over here, counter, which will actually return 0 initially, right? And now to access the property of this method, this counter, so this is actually changing dynamically. So once we we click on the increment button or decrement button, right, so the property is going to change. So to change property, to access the changed property, we need to implement the ng after view init um you know lifecycle hook after view init, right? So once you have wrote down this, you can see the import statement has been updated. So this lifecycle hook actually resides inside Angular code itself. Now you just need to press Control space. Then this is the method you need to actually implement, right, from from that interface. So now ng after view init, when it runs, actually, if I hover on this, you can see a callback method that invoked immediately after Angular has completed initialization of components view, right? And it is invoked only once when the view is instantiated. So this is the main thing actually, right? So we need to reassign a function to this counter function once the view has been completely initialized, right, to access the counter value, because counter is not available to access before view completely initialized, right? So we need to access it once view has been initialized. So what I'm doing over here, I'm reassigning a function to this counter function. So this is nothing but a dummy function, and so this is for the first time use, right? And then we are assigning again one function to it, this dot child dot counter. So it will send the value of the counter again, right? So now the signature of this or the implementation of this method has been changed inside ng after view init. For the safety purpose, we can give a timeout over here, set timeout function, just 0-second timeout, to make it proper, to make it work properly, right? And just wait a little bit after the view has been initialized. Okay, now as we have this dot counter function ready with us, which returns us this dot counter, and we have increment and decrement methods as well. So let's add these methods inside app.html template. Let's say click increment, and then the same click goes to this, but the method is nothing but decrement. And inside here we can use string interpolation to call the counter function, which will return us the counter variable value. So let's see. So now as you can see, it returns us 0. So it actually calls this method, which is a dummy method initially, and once view has been initialized completely, it has the signature of this the implementation of that method has been changed to this, right? So now we have 0 in place. So once we click on increase counter variable, the button, as you can see, the variable value has changing. Actually, it is getting changed. When I click on the decrement, it is also getting changed, right? So this is how we can make use of view child to completely get access of that particular component inside TypeScript file and inside the view template as well, right? So this is how it is. It works in this way. And now when to use it, actually, if you have more dependency on a parent, the functionality of child is more dependent on parent, then you can directly query it using view child, and you can manage that child component based on the parent component. And when to use local variables, if you have enabling, disabling thing, or maybe showing, hiding thing, you can use local variables for that purpose. Just how we have used to show the child components counter as a inner HTML in this paragraph tag, right? In this paragraph tag we have given, in the last video we gave hash output like this as a template variable to this, right? So using that we have setted the inner HTML of it. So like that you can use the local variables for small things, but for larger functionality you can make use of view child. So this is how it is, and I hope you have liked this video. If you like it, so hit like on the like button, and share this video with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks all guys, let's meet in next video.